And the winner of the Vesna Trophy is...
Welcome, Suman!
What is up, Plug Dankers? We are Plug Squad with another VOD, which is going to be like God, dropping bars, because Haydog is not with us this video, unfortunately. Don't ask why. Basically, we're going to be talking about the first round of the playoffs, because we want to see how it's going to shape up and get our opinions out to you lovely, lovely viewers. So, I think we're going to start with Aiden, who does not have a webcam, but don't worry, I'll edit my way around that somehow. Don't worry. So go ahead, Aiden. Why don't you tell us about the first matchup there?
Okay, so in the Western Conference, I have Dallas and Minnesota going up against each other in the top seed in the West.
Okay. Okay. What happens in that?
So I personally have Dallas beating out Minnesota in 5 games.
Why do you think that?
I think that because Dallas just has all the advantages. They're the better team overall, and they're first overall for a reason, and I think they'll just overpower them.
You know what, Aiden? Valid points, but what about Frank?
Ches, actually, funny you should mention that. I have Dallas and Minnesota playing in the West, obviously.
Yeah.
Winner?
The top seed?
I have... Oh, it's up there, bud. It's definitely a top one. I have the number 1 Dallas beating the number 4 Minnesota Wild in 5 games.
Really? Is that the same as Aiden? Is that the same as Aiden?
That is the exact same.
Wow.
I think because the Wild are without Zach Parise, who's a big part of their offense, and Dallas's offense is just too overpowered. They're just gonna blow them apart in various ways.
Blow them,
so
yeah, blow them hard, yeah.
they will completely assert their dominance on Minnesota, and I think that
Are they gonna be
Minnesota,
crowned King
they might be
Arthur?
able to. They have Dubnyk and Suter and defend. They don't have enough offense to keep up. They're gonna fall. They will fall in battle.
Fair enough. Kelly, what about you, man?
I also had Dallas winning, but I had them winning 4 straight games.
Clean sweep.
Mhm.
Why is that, Kelly? Why do you think they're gonna get swept?
Minnesota didn't have a very good season. I was actually kind of surprised that they got into the playoffs as a 4 seed, and now.
What?
Is he putting something through a garbage disposal in the mic?
Yeah, Dallas is just too good that I don't think they can beat Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota would even be able to win a game.
You know what, Kelly? Very fair. I agree with Aiden and Frank on that. Dallas in 5. Because,
Give Minnesota one game.
Same reasons as before. But, guess we're gonna have to move on to St. Louis. Okay. Already. Y'all good, Aiden?
Yeah.
Already.
Aiden, fucking oil your hinges, bud. They're really
Aiden.
sneaky.
So, Aiden,
What?
man, what do you think about St. Louis and Chicago, man?
Okay, so I have Chicago winning this one in 6 games.
Why is that?
The reason why is because Chicago is the defending Stanley Cup champions, and in past years they've always beaten St. Louis before, so I don't see why it's going to be any different. St. Louis
In
always.
6, you said?
Yeah, I said 6.
Why is St. Louis going to take him to 2 rounds, though? Two extra there. Take 2 games away.
Well, St. Louis has improved their team since the last few times they've been in the playoffs, so I feel like they could win a couple, but they won't win enough.
Well, that would make sense, man. What about you, Frank?
Again, with Aiden, I have the Blackhawks winning in 6 games against the St. Louis Blues. I feel they have the experience to dominate, plus Kane and Panarin, they were quite hot to end the season, and I believe they'll do that in the playoffs and keep up the domination. So, Blackhawks in 6.
What about you, Kelly?
Actually, I also have Chicago in 6 games.
Wow. Same reasons?
Yeah, pretty much similar reason. I thought Chicago didn't do as well as I thought they would have. I thought they would have finished in first place, but they still had a really good year, and they did well at the end. And so I think St. Louis, will make it close, but Chicago will still win.
All right, fair enough. I'm saying Chicago in 5 for similar reasons, but I just don't think St. Louis will take as many games away as you guys suggest. But that'll bring us to the Anaheim-Nashville conundrum there. Aiden, we have a lot of controversy on this one, folks. Just, before we get into it here. But Aiden, what's your take, buddy?
Well, I say that Anaheim is going to sweep out the Predators in 4 games.
Wow, that's a bold statement, man. Why do you say that?
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I'd say that because Anaheim is a lot more talented than Nashville. Nashville's very unexperienced in the playoffs, and Anaheim's gone way deeper than them many, many times before.
Hashtag deeper?
Sure, you can say that.
All right, man, we'll go with that. What about you, Frank?
I am quite different. I have the Nashville Predators beating out the Anaheim Ducks in 7 games.
Why is that,
That
man?
is my
Wow.
upset of the first round. Because I figure Anaheim has a history. They're kind of like Washington, you know? They come into the playoffs really good, and they choke somewhere down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I think is teams that throughout the regular season switch goalies, they don't seem to do well in the playoffs. Anaheim does their Gibson-Anderson goalie switcheroo. So, but Nashville has a solid arena, and they have really good defense. And I feel that their defense will be able to pound away the offensive dudes on Anaheim. It's going to be close. Even if Anaheim wins, it'll be in 6 or 7 games. But I figure 7th game, I think Nashville has the defense that a long series would benefit them.
What about you there, Kelly?
So this and the Pittsburgh Rangers one were like the 2 hardest ones, but I picked Anaheim in 6 games. They had a really bad start, but they're still a good team, and they pulled it together at the end of the year. So I think they'll still win the series.
All right, that's fair. I also went with Aiden, and I said Anaheim in 4 because I think they're really red hot, like Hey Dog's new mixtape, and basically I just could see them Nashville being swept. I think Anaheim's got the
What did Aiden say?
EXP.
Who did Aiden say?
I said Anaheim in 4.
Oh, okay, I thought you said National for.
Alrighty. So, Aiden, why don't you finish off that last Western series there? Go ahead, give us your take, man.
Okay, so in the LA San Jose series, I think this is going to be the closest series of the whole playoffs, just because these 2 teams play each other a lot and they always go back and forth. But I think LA will pull through just because they're the more experienced team playoff-wise,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot more talented players than San Jose does.
That's fair. How many games did you say?
7.
7 games, right to the bitter end, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Frank?
I said Kings in 7. Personally, last time they met, the Sharks went up 3-0, and then the Kings came all the way back and won the cup. So 7 games last time, and I figure there's still 2 quite evenly matched teams, but I feel LA has the edge from things like experience and not choking. Yeah. So I think the Kings will take this one.
What about you there, Kelly Banks?
Yeah, I also had LA in 7. I think they're fairly even teams. They both play in California, play each other a lot. But I think LA, they missed the playoffs last year, but they've pulled it back together this year. So I think it'll be a close series, but they'll pull it out.
Pull it out of their rectums, you might say. But basically, I'm thinking LA in 6 because both teams got better. Okay, San Jose got Reimer, and Thornton's having a great year, and Burns is having a great year. But LA got a man. Frank knows him very well. He's risen the cup in Boston before. His name is Milan. And LA was already a Stanley Cup winning team, but you add him in there, and that just bolsters their roster, you might say. So I'm thinking they can take it in 6, because LA always seems to wiggle their way around up in there, so should be pretty fun. But I think that'll wrap up the West. I think we can divide this one. Do you guys want to divide this one into 2 videos? We can do the East after?
Seems Val.
Alrighty, so we're going to close this one out. Keep your eye out for the Eastern VOD we have coming out soon, where we talk about the dank things that happen there. And this has been Plug Squad, signing off.
So long, Brad Marchand. I love you.
I have to apologize.
Hello, what is up, people of the internet? We are the Plug Squad. We're coming to you with the Eastern Conference first round preview of who we think is going to win. So you're going to hear my bracket, or my picks, which are the correct ones, and then these guys' ones. So, Aiden, little Guy with no webcam on.
Dust.
Why don't you give your opinion on the first series? We have the Washington-Philadelphia series.
Okay, so this one, I have it very similar to the Dallas-Minnesota one. I have Washington winning in 5 because they're the top seed. They won the President's Trophy, and I think they're just the better team overall. So I feel like they'll close it out fairly quickly.
Nice. That's some good insight there, man. Because I, too, said Washington in 5 over the Philadelphia Flyers. The reason I said that is Washington's offense is too high-octane. I feel Philadelphia squeaked in off the back of Gostisbehere's unreal Calder-worthy performance.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I have it in 5 because like I feel like Giroux and Gostisbehere could steal one game off them, but that's all I could do.
And don't forget Simmons, Aiden.
Yeah, Simmons.
You racist slug.
But yeah, and Philadelphia kind of does the goalie rotation thing too. I feel so it's not too good in the playoffs. So I feel their first round is where they will lie. Kelly, what about you, bud?
Well, like Aiden, this series was very similar to the Dallas Minnesota series from the West for me. So I had the number 1 seed again, this time Washington, winning in 4 straight games. I think they'll be led by their 50-goal scorer, Alex Ovechkin, who also helped me win the fantasy pool this year.
All right. Ches, what about you, buddy?
All right, I just want to start by saying I have balls because I went full underdog in this year. So I just want to let everyone know right now that I went with my heart and not
his
as
brain.
much as my dank. So basically, Philadelphia in 7. Okay.
Ooh.
Here's why. Okay. You know, Washington's got Alex. They've
They've been known to
Nick.
choke in the playoffs.
Thanks for interrupting me, Kelly. They've got that good defense. They really got better on defense with Orpik and Niskanen and all those. They still have Carlson there too. Not Eric. Don't worry, Aiden. And Holtby's definitely a solid goalie.
Elite.
But I don't know about that. But no. But basically, Philadelphia. Mason, I think I have a lot more faith in Steve Mason than a lot of other people do. Also, Claude Giroux I like. Wayne Simmons, because I'm not racist, I like. And also Ghost Bear and a lot of other really high-quality players I think can really help them out.
Yeah, the thing I feel is they lost Zach Ronaldo in the offseason. I feel it might actually hurt the team. JK, it made the team better. It hurt Boston. So our next series here is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Rangers of New York. Aiden, what is your pick for this?
Okay, this one was kind of tricky for me because they're both missing some key players, with the Rangers not having McDonough and the Penguins not having Fleury and Letang. I think the Rangers will pull through in 7 because Pittsburgh has a bad history in the playoffs in round 1, and since 2009 they haven't shown up in the playoffs, so I don't feel like they will this year.
All right, well, I actually said the Penguins would win in 6. First of all, I had read that Letang should be back for the playoffs, same with Fleury. And McDonough, though, if he's not back, I think they don't know how many games he's going to miss. He won't be able to shut down Sidney Crosby. You can't shut down Sidney Crosby. Goals will be snipped from everywhere, and the Rangers will fall in 6 games. Kelly, what about you?
So, like I said in our Western Conference video, this series and the Anaheim Nashville was the hardest one to choose. I think it'll be the closest, but I went with Pittsburgh in 6.
Any reason, or is it just you threw a dart
Part
at
of
a
it,
board?
yeah, it was this one was just kind of, it was hard to pick. Like, you could easily make the argument to say Rangers in 6 too, but I just went with Pittsburgh in this one.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
As Ches does, I just went with my heart.
Ches, what about you, man? Who'd you pick?
Basically, I took Kelly's and made it an abomination challenge. So basically, I corrupted it and made it Pittsburgh in 7, not 6. Because I think it's going to be a lot closer because New York really edged them out last year in the playoffs. And, I think New York's still a very good team. I think Pittsburgh will win, but it'll be a lot tougher than what might appear.
Okay. Now we will get into quite the interesting series here. The Florida Panthers versus the New York Islanders. So, Aiden, what's your call for this series, bud?
All right, for this one, I went full out with my heart, and I picked Florida all the way.
Bandwagon
And
jump.
the reason why I picked Florida is because they're my favorites to win the cup this year, since there's no Canadian teams, and they have Yager. So I have them winning in 6 because I feel like the Islanders will battle it out, but Florida will end up coming out on top.
So, similar to Aiden, I chose the Florida Panthers in 6 games.
Bandwagon jump.
Personally, I did not pick them to win it all. Sorry, there was a little bit of spit on my screen when I laughed at something Aiden Wistard said. But I said the Florida Panthers would win in 6 games. The Islanders have injuries to some key players, like Hamonic. He might be back sometime in the series. You don't know. Maybe his career's done, Ches. You never know. Also, Halak is out. There's their starter gone. They're playing on their backup and some third stringer. And Anders Lee, broken leg. Never going to see that guy for the playoffs. So, with those key players down, I think Florida, with the mix of people like Ekblad and their young guns and Yager, have enough firepower to blow the doors clean off of the Barclays Center and the Islanders will fall in 6. What about you, Kelly?
Well, if a number 4 is going to be the number 1, with the exception of maybe Nashville, I think this is it. That being said, I did go with Florida in 6.
Bandwagon jump.
The Islanders haven't won a series since like 7 years before I was born. And they're basically the same team that they were last year and the year before that didn't win the first round. And Florida, they have a good team. They have Yager. He's still playing well and he knows how to play in the playoffs. They have Ekblad, who hasn't played in the playoffs, but he's still obviously a really good player. And they have Luongo, who's played in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, so he obviously knows how to play in the playoffs.
He got scored on by Brad Marchand and lost the Stanley Cup in that game. Do you think
but
that could come back to haunt him?
Die.
No, because he has the experience of winning 3 series and getting to Game 7.
And then faltering to Brad.
But this isn't the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, it's just the first round.
And he's not playing Boston.
And Brad's not even playing, so we don't have to worry about him.
It's alright, Brad's God. Chaz, what's your call for the series, man?
First of all, real original guys with in 6 games Florida. I just want to say you really all very different brackets I can see from that matchup right there. Islanders, what do I have here? Islanders in 6, but you know what? It'll probably be in 4.
It's a very original number.
Thanks for updating, Kelly. So basically, Islanders in 6 because hear me out here. They pushed Washington, who you all want to suck off this season because they're really good, but they took them to a Game 7. Game 7. That means they almost beat them out. So, I mean, they almost beat out God. Then, if you take a team
I didn't think Marchand was playing for that team.
If you take a team like Florida, who is not as good as Washington, and place them against a team that almost beat Washington, I mean, there's a pretty good chance. Also, John Tavares, best player in the entire series. Luongo's going to have flashbacks because Boychuk, who edged him out and won a Stanley Cup, is going to bring
for at the time?
Post-traumatic stress disorder and to Luongo there. So basically, Islanders have... And Hamonic is going to be back, by the way. He will because he's skating, and he is skating in practice with the teams and his lines. And you know what? Halak Grice has been better this season than Halak, so that's fine with me. I'd rather them not even be tempted by using what's his face there, Dink. So
but Halak's short and kind of looks like a gnome. Do you think that offers him any advantage in the playoffs?
I think that can offer advantages because
The
Florida
shape of a gnome.
likes men, basically.
What?
Matt Martin's going to end Yager's career at the age of 44 right here, so it'll be GG Florida.
That was some interesting analysis there. So our final series here, we have the defending Eastern Conference champions, Tampa Bay Lightning, versus the aging Detroit Red Wings.
This was a series last year, right?
Yeah, this was the same rematch of round 1 last year. Who do you have, Aiden?
I have Detroit in 7. I feel like it's going to come down really close, and I feel like Detroit will edge over Tampa because Tampa's missing a lot of key players in playoffs. They're missing Stamkos, Strawman, and I don't know if Hedman will be back
Oh,
by the
he'll be
playoffs.
back. He'll be back.
Okay, well, they're missing Callahan too, I know.
He'll be back.
And
Probably.
that's also a key player for the playoffs because he's really good in key situations. So I feel like they're just missing too many key players in their lineup. Oh, they're also missing Tyler Johnson with the broken hands.
Yeah, he'll be back. He was skating in practice.
He has a broken hand.
He was skating in practice.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I still think
It's
Detroit
a
will-
minor part of the bogey. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't need your hand to play hockey a lot. What is this, basketball? I mean,
The stick like molds your hand where it needs to go.
All right.
Yeah, but that's what they were
glove.
talking about last year how Tampa. That was the reason that they lost the Cup final because Johnson had a broken hand. He still played and he couldn't shoot the puck as well, and that cost them the series.
all right. Well, here's my prediction. I think the Lightning will win in 6. Even though they have Stamkos gone, Stamkos still can return later on. But I feel they don't need them to beat Detroit. Detroit is aged. They're old. Datsuk's already said he's gone after the year. So, like, maybe if he's losing, he might not push as hard because he'll be like, this is it. I'm done. Like, what's the point?
Do you think that will affect the rest of the team maybe too? Like either like help them to play, like push them to play well, or like maybe not help them
It
play
could
well.
go either way, I think. It could be like, we need to get this guy a cup, but then it also could be,
But he already has like 3 of those.
what is that noise in the mic?
That'd be Aiden Wistard.
Someone rubbing rubber boots together or something.
Yeah.
But so I think Tampa Bay, this will be a time for Jonathan Drouin, the trader, to step up for them. And Tyler Johnson, if he comes back, and I saw a picture on Twitter of him in practice.
Yeah, you
last
should probably
year-
stop doing that if you're ever doing that, because that's really annoying.
Aiden Wistard. Last year, you saw how many Genos he notched in the playoffs. He got a decent amount of points. What is he doing?
Aiden.
What?
Stop moving around, dude. There's a bunch of squeaking and stuff. It's annoying.
So I think that Tampa Bay will win. Plus, Bishop's just so good. I feel that he can carry a team on his own. Howard just too old. It's not going to get it done. Howard.
That's why. No, they're going to start Mrazek for the playoffs probably.
Yeah, that's even worse idea.
And Mrazek had a way better year than Howard did.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
Bishop's still better. Bishop's still better.
You're comparing like crap to slightly less crap.
Whoa.
All right,
Whoa,
Kelly,
shade
what's your
thrown.
take for this series?
So I had Tampa in 5.
What
Think,
the
yeah, Tampa has some injuries, and most of the guys will probably be back. They might still have they might not be at 100%, but Detroit, they hurt their hold. They when they won their cups in the last 15 years, a lot of those core people, including the coach, are gone. So I think good on them for making the playoffs again, for keeping that streak going. But Tampa is just gonna be the better team.
And Cesarino, what about you?
It's going to be Detroit in 7 because Tampa Bay has too many injuries, and Mrazek is very, very good. And Datsuk, it's his final year, and I think it's going to be contrary to what you said, Frank. I think he's going to be like, you know what? I got to give it my all. This is all I've done for decades, basically, and I just need to give it one final push. And they have Zetterberg and Cronwall and Abdulkader, and just all these players who can go toe to toe. Especially since that Tampa Bay is a little bit injured right now.
But they still have Kucherov and Filppula and all these guys who are quite value.
Yeah, but that just matches up, and you could
But
make
they're
it
also
Detroit.
a similar situation to the Highlanders, where they have quite a few people injured, but they're
Islanders
supposed to be
have
back.
really, when you think about it, it's basically just Anders Lee, and you could argue Halak, I guess.
But it's a
Hammock's
broken
coming back.
leg, but then Tampa it's just a broken hand.
But also
Oh,
Detroit
blood
has
clot?
the age
Blood
experience
clot?
on them.
No blood clot? Nope. Oh, okay. Nope. Okay, not gonna mention that.
Yeah, but I mean a player is gonna be playing. I'm assuming Stamkos won't be in this series at all.
And I'm assuming Anders Lee with a broken leg won't be in this series at all either. Okay.
Hopefully it's Josh Hosang and not Michael Dow Cole.
Yeah, let's hope. Go
There's
Fronts, go Fronts, go.
Yeah, go fronts! The front acts come back. Shout out to them, and screw you, Niagara Ice Dogs.
In
But,
future Florida Panthers.
sorry, I didn't mean that if you're a Niagara Ice Dogs fan. We have never had success in the playoffs.
We won a series though. That was pretty good.
We won a series first round X.
That's something.
First
That's something
series
you're proud of.
20 years.
That's kind of sad.
I've never
But,
seen
yeah.
that happen in my life.
We're
But
like the Islanders.
I think it's time to wrap it up. So
You're funny, Kelly. You're really funny, man.
this has been Cesarino, Kelly Danks, Frank the Tank, and Aiden, who's been rubbing
the
a pair
little
of rubber
emoji
boots
thing.
together in his mic for the last 10 minutes. But be sure to check out our Western Chronicles video if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry if all of my Brad Marchand offenses are...
Holy shit, what's going on?
He's chopping down a tree? I don't know what he's doing.
I think
Okay,
he's going for a walk in the bush.
so we might want to end this before Aiden burns down his house. So, signing off. So long, and
Have a
let
good old
us
day.
know below who you think's gonna win and which one of us you think is wrong, because you guys inevitably have some picks that are contrary to ours. So, thank you guys for watching, and so long.
Islanders over Panthers.
Brad Marchand.
Day.
Matty Wack.
Hey dog, bid. H, diddly, thump. Yeah, might seem a little different. Well, I've been known to be a motherfucker that destroy the Black Parade. I'm as hating as a game of fucking charades. Poppy like in a Donald Trump parade.